Hello, I'm Rosalind. Today I'm going to talk about the Cedula in the Philippines. So, what is a Cedula? A Cedula is a legal tax community certificate that is issued, which also serves as an identification document. You will need a Cedula if you are paying for taxes, opening bank accounts, applying for jobs, and any other types of areas where you may need to prove who you are. And in my case, applying for my birth certificate, I needed the Cedula. The Cedula dates all the way back to the Spanish colonial times, when inhabitants of a municipality were made to pay taxes. There has been talks about abolishing the Cedula, or somebody might tell you, well, you don't need a Cedula. Get the Cedula. It will just make your life a little simpler. In the Philippines, the lines to apply for any types of certificates, to apply for anything just about, the lines are very, very long. So it is really, really disappointing when you get to the front of the line and you are told that you needed one more document, which is called a Cedula. So you want to prevent that. In my personal experience, the Cedula was always asked along with my identification card and another form of ID. In my case, again, I used my driver's license in the United States and also my U.S. passport. That was accepted as also supplementary form of identification other than the Cedula. There are 3 types of Cedulas that you can get. The first one is your basic one, and that is around 5 pesos, which translates to 10 cents in U.S. currency. The second one is a free Cedula, or a minimal one. I believe there's also one that charges you 1 peso, so that's really, really low. And that is issued to students, or just an identification document for senior citizens. And the third one is a business tax, which also will ask you in terms of how much you earn or how much you project to the earnings of your business. There is a limit in terms of how much they can collect from you. But I did not need the business tax, so I don't really know in terms of how much you'll have to pay for that. So coming back to the Cedula, where can you get the Cedula? There are 2 places that issues the Cedula. One is your local barangay office, and the other is through the city hall. I would recommend very much that you go to the barangay hall instead of the city hall. When I applied for mine, it was done in Cebu City. So I did line up in the city hall, and the line was very long and service was very slow. But when I went to the barangay hall, it was very informal. There were no windows that you have to pay. It was just a desk that they ask you in terms of what you need a Cedula for and what type of Cedula would you be needing. So that was very, very important in terms of knowing where to go. Well, my Cedula was a bit complex because I was holding an ID, driver's license, and a passport that came from the United States and none from the Philippines. So I was referred to another person, which was a kagawad for one of the offices, and she interviewed me a little bit, talked to me a little bit on what I need a Cedula for, and she proceeded to fill in the Cedula. I signed it, and I paid the fee for the Cedula, and we said our niceties, and I was on my way. So you might wonder, okay, what does a cedula look like? I made a blow-up copy of one in the internet. I will post a regular looking one later on, and it looks like this. And the actual cedula is about half this size or a little smaller. So what is in the cedula? It asks for your name and your address, and in my case, I was told to put my address, my local address, which was my parents' home, and then the citizenship that I have. And so I put U.S. citizenship in here, and there is a part in here that would ask for your ACR or your alien registration number. I didn't have one. You still have to fill that out and put NA as non-applicable. Place of birth, I did put Philippines in here. It does ask you for your sex, whether you are male or female. It will ask you for your height and your weight and your date of birth. And it will also ask you for your civil status. And I wasn't used to that particular term of civil status. What is meant by that is whether you're single, married, divorced, separated. That is also boxed over here where you can put your check marks in there. And then it will ask you for your occupation or your business or type of business that you have. And it will list in here which type you will need and then how much you will be paying. So you will see how much charges you'll have. So basically it's about 5 pesos when you get done with this. There is a part in here that would ask you to put your right thumb print. So you will give up your fingerprint in there. You have a signature area over here, and then you will have a sign area here for the treasurer who took your cedula or issued you the cedula. So in terms of where you get it, again, it is best for you to go to the barangay office, and that will save you a lot of time. So I hope this session is helpful for you. Thank you for viewing.